videos to train conservative appointees and nominees on what to do when they get into office in 2020, 2025 and like to be ready. So we're going to watch this. It's like a 50-minute video. Let's just see the nonsense. I know it's nonsense. I know it's going to be nonsense. It can be nothing but nonsense. But let's just see how nonsensical it actually is.
Hi, I'm Katie Sullivan, and just a normal American woman. But to the left, that makes me a cisgendered ethno-imperialist birthing person with pronouns she, her.
Yo, we are 30 seconds in, and already this is cracked. You know what's crazy? You know what I would call her? As a leftist, as a full-on communist, you know what I would call her if I saw her in the street? A woman. I would just call her a woman. I don't know where she gets all the other shit. Birthing person? We only say birthing person for people who don't identify as women. If you identify as a woman, I'm just going to call you a pregnant woman.
Whether we go forward together with courage or turn back to policies that weakened our economy, diminished our leadership in the world, America's future will be in your hands.
Gross. This better not radicalize any of you motherfuckers.
Bethany, are your children afraid of monsters in the attic or under the bed?
Yeah, they have been, but we always tell them that.
Remember how Trump goes, I don't know anybody associated with this. Every single person that they've shown on this video, it says former some kind of position in Trump's administration.
Today we have news. There are monsters in Uncle Sam's attic.
It's the words,
You didn't want to take that take again?
It's the words, phrases, definitions that are used, which may look like one thing, but absolutely mean another. And it is scary.
During this training, we will identify the problem, discuss examples from our time in the federal government, as well as the 5 cross-cutting principles of the current administration. We will teach you how to unwind the words and phrases that have been so artfully layered into every document in the federal government.
This is
You can
so
do this
cult-like,
in any
bro.
role at any level of seniority.
Y'all couldn't get nobody charismatic for this video? First of all, she looks like a zombie. She looks like she is wearing someone else's face. And it's kind of creeping me out.
Perhaps the most effective tool the left wields is their ability to engage in constant subliminal
Where's the editing? I guess this is raw. I guess this is just raw footage, but it seems edited. So where's the edit? Why are we letting her do these takes where she's fumbling the bag?
Marxism became socialism, then democratic socialism.
Tell me you don't know what Marxism is without telling me you don't know. What do they think Marxism is? I just need to know if these people, like, when these people write this stuff, they genuinely don't do research. Marxism became socialism? Marxism was always socialism. Oh my God.
And George Orwell stated, "He who controls language controls culture."
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Career bureaucrats and the left are also using language to change culture and gain more and more authority, thereby upsetting the balance of power envisioned by our founding fathers. This, in essence, weaponized language against the...
I'm sorry, Heritage Foundation. I'm sorry. The balance of power that you want to get rid of in Project 2025. The fuck?
Bethany and I were both part of a coordinated effort in the Trump administration focused on trying to take back hijacked language and definitions.
Why do conservatives not know how definitions work? Why don't they know how definitions work? Say it with me, chat. Definitions are descriptive, not prescriptive.
Always ensure clarity, but in no way are we able to foresee the future and anticipate how the progressive left will continue to co-opt even more words and definitions.
Why is she talking like that?
We do not know what they will be calling men and women by the time you begin your tenure with the administration. Remember, words change culture.
No. Culture changes words. You don't know how language works. That is my big takeaway, is conservatives don't know how language works. It is not that language shapes the culture shapes the language. Holy shit. They are stupid. What the fuck? There's no way, bro.
The 5 topic areas for today's discussion are centered on women, children, and family, environment, human rights and border security, the gender cult, and equity.
Got it.
I'll never forget a conversation I had with the chief of staff at USAID. We are trying to provide alternative language for the highly controversial phrase comprehensive sexuality education, or CSE, which at the United Nations had come to mean not just typical sex education, but instead had been morphed into teaching and normalizing sex at very early ages, even as young as preschool.
Comprehensive sexuality education gives young people accurate, age-appropriate, you fucking jokes of a people. Do we not do, oh my God, age-appropriate. Wow. So scary. Information about sexuality and their sexual and reproductive health, which is critical for their health and survival. I agree. Here's the thing they don't want you to know. Children can experience attraction to other children. I liked girls in kindergarten. In kindergarten, I said, hey, yo, there's some fly honeys up in this piece. Now, what if I had an attraction to boys in kindergarten? What if instead of being attracted to girls, I was like, oh, I have crushes on boys? But the entirety of what I'm taught and I learn is heteronormative. Well, I'm going to have some internalized fucked up feelings, aren't I? I'm going to think there's something wrong with me. Unless, oh my God, and this is the crazy part, chat. Unless I get age-appropriate information about these things. Ooh, wow. What? That's crazy. Age-appropriate.
Now, let's talk about the word abortion. The left got very creative years ago and started using different words to make abortion sound a little less like murder. For example,
let's hear it.
Sexual and reproductive health, reproductive rights, sexual and reproductive health services, reproductive health services, sexual and reproductive health and reproductive rights.
All of those things accurately describe abortion as a treatment. Abortion is a reproductive health treatment. I'm sorry. Does it not deal with your reproductive organs? Now, I won't get into the abortion stance right now because there's no point. But let's just remember, guys, right? Murder is an unjustified killing. We believe that abortions are justified killings. So it's not that we want them to sound like murder. It's that we disagree with you that they are murder. Fuck, bro. This is crazy.
Another example hits closer to home and highlights how imperative it is for political appointees to ensure definitions are correct and explicitly followed.
Go ahead.
3 days after President Trump took office on January 20th, 2017, he issued a presidential memorandum regarding the Mexico City policy. This became known as the Protecting Life and Global Health Assistance Policy, or the expanded Mexico City policy. Despite President Trump issuing a presidential memorandum at the very onset of his administration to immediately change course and to protect life, even months later, his guidance was ignored. I remember hearing careers refer to this policy and even seeing documents that referred to it as the global gag order. I immediately told the career staff that we do not refer to it as the global gag order, but instead appropriately as the Protecting Life and Global Health Assistance policy.
I'm sorry, shut the fuck up. Conservatives do this shit all the time. You do this shit all the time. The ACA, who do you think started calling it Obamacare? It wasn't the fucking progressives. We didn't come up with the term Obamacare. Every policy that has to do with with economics right now, y'all call Bidenomics. Like, shut the fuck up. This fake ass outrage, bro. It's hypocritical fake ass outrage, dude. You're all fucking stupid.
To some, it may seem inconsequential, but it actually was completely undermining the president and the American people who
Fuck
had
the president. Just so you guys know, the Mexico City policy made it so that the government could block funding for non-government organizations that provided abortion counseling or referrals. So remember, Trump, I just want abortion to go to the states. It should be up to the states. The states should decide. Just the states. However, federally blocking funding to any organization that is a non-government organization that provides abortion counseling or referrals, effectively using the federal government to strip abortion rights. It's so stupid.
I remember when I was in school, in elementary school, we were taught that we were all going to be frozen over by an ice age. And of course, this was terrifying. And then
that's not what you were taught. First of all, we're still in an ice age. Is there ice on the planet? That means we're in an ice age. I don't know if you know this. I don't know if you know that. What they said is the polar ice caps are melting, which is true, at a rate consistent enough to raise sea levels, as well as I think also super cool the ocean, something like that. I should probably get like way more knowledgeable on global warming and have that in my back pocket, but fuck. I was never taught that there was going to be a global ice age. You just watched the movie fucking The Day After Tomorrow one too many times. That's all that actually happened here.
And then it moved to global warming, which I think, most of the people watching this tape will remember. That was during the Obama administration.
Yes.
And then science comes along and disproves the global warming theory. And
Al Gore was talking about global warming when he was running against Bush. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about, bro.
And then the next thing you know, they're calling it climate change. Now, I always understood that climate change meant seasons. Our climate does change all the time. But of course, that
There's no way, bro. Do you think climate change, you think climate change just means the seasons? I hate to tell you this, but if you live in an area that experiences summer, winter, fall, spring, that is that area's climate. So if that area now moves to having winter all 4 seasons, then the climate has changed. There's no way. There's no way. Climate change refers to long-term shifts in temperatures and weather patterns, not seasons. You fucking morons. They're not sending their best and brightest.
Now, when I think of climate change, I immediately think of population control, don't you?
What? Oh my God. Where? How? Who? Why? And what? Who, what, when, where, why? A-E-I-O-U. How do you leap that far? I'm fucking gassed up, bro.
I think about the people who don't want you to have children because of the impact on the environment. Perhaps not everyone will make that connection.
Who the fuck is going over here like, hey, yo, don't have kids. It'll fuck up the climate. No, we're saying, hey guys, maybe we move to more sustainable forms of energy. Hey guys, maybe factory farming's not the best for the environment. Hey guys, maybe we stop letting companies dump toxic waste into our lakes. But this bitch goes right to population control. Abortion, that's for climate change.
To control people. Let me share. I had a career employee ask me how many children I had. I thought it was a bit odd of a question, but to be kind, I answered and I said I had 3 children. And he actually said to me, oh wow, 1.5 too many for the environment.
Yes, I'll take things that didn't happen for 300, Alex.
If I could have 10 more children, I would.
We don't give a fuck how many kids you have, you psychopath.
We all know that border security is a major issue, and the differences between a conservative president.
Just remember, President Trump told Republicans to vote against border security legislation that was co-written by Republicans. He said, turn it down so that I have something to run with, because he knew he had nothing else.
The left has co-opted language and definitions as it relates to immigration. All of the secondary costs and effects of illegal immigration, including illicit drug and human trafficking. The left...
I don't know how many times we have to say this. Illicit drug trafficking is done primarily by U.S. citizens. If we're looking at like fentanyl, which is like the big one we're worried about right now, 86.4% of fentanyl traffickers were United States citizens. 86.4%. Just FYI. 86.4% were United States citizens, not undocumented immigrants. The right lies.
Most Americans support, and soften the idea that illegal immigration is, in fact, illegal. It is.
Then why did Donald Trump make the rules for legal immigration more strict? If you want legal immigration so badly, why are you making it harder to do? You ever think about that?
When describing illegal immigration, the left likes to use words and phrases like undocumented immigrants and migrants.
Yep.
These terms are designed to sound softer and take the edge off the fact that these people are illegally in the United States.
No, the terms are used to humanize these people because they're human. We recognize that people are not illegal. They can be undocumented. You just don't like referring to people as humans. That's kind of all it is. For people so worried about inalienable human rights, you sure don't like referring to people as humans.
If I had to guess, I would say that the left's attempt to wash away the term alien stems from their disdain of actual law, since they want to avoid discussion of what federal immigration law actually requires, and their interest in washing away the overall value of citizenship.
Just remember, the bulk of migrants that the right is mad at are asylum seekers. They are here legally. They went through the proper channels.
The left has bought into the globalist vision of a borderless world, and their language choices reflect that.
Now, hold on. Based. I agree. As a true leftist, absolutely. Borderless world. No countries. There's not a single Democrat that's advocating for this. You won't find a single Democrat that is advocating for a borderless America. They do not exist. The right likes to make up boogeymen and then scare you of those boogeymen. They like to go, ooh, look, dear, the tooth fairy's real, and he's gonna come and fucking murder you. Fuck off.
The left loves to say that illegal aliens are undocumented.
Yep.
Not only is that terminology not used anywhere in federal law, but it is clearly designed to soften the concept of illegality by making it seem like it's just a technicality. In other words, if you are undocumented, it makes it sound like you can be here legally, but you're missing a few pieces of bureaucratic paperwork.
That's literally what it is. What? That's word for word what it is. A 2019 study by the Center for Migration Studies of New York, based on 2017 data, found that for the 7th straight year, more newly undocumented people overstayed visas than crossed the border illegally. 62% of our undocumented immigrants are here on visa overstays. They did obtain visas. They were properly vetted. They just overstayed their welcome. Only 38% of people coming into the country illegally are coming through border crossings. You don't know what you're talking about.
The left likes to use migrants and migration, not only because it sounds gentle, but it also creates confusion. When people hear these terms, they know deep down that migration is seasonal and circular. They think of birds or butterflies. They fly south.
Hold on. Just because you think of birds when you hear the term migration does not mean that's what everyone thinks of. I don't think of migration as seasonal. Humans have migrated for millennia. Fuck. Oh my God.
And these people are not migrants. It is an orchestrated invasion being led by the Biden administration in conjunction with the Mexican cartels. The bottom line is, we win